Next Generation Meteorologist Joe Shock here from Patreon.com and YouTube. Going to be doing our tropical update as we round out the month of July here and begin the month of August. And things are relatively quiet, but things look more interesting as we get past the first week of August. And that's been my thought for the last couple of weeks here. So let's take a look at what's going on. Again, this is more of a brief overview. We don't really have anything to worry about right now for development and especially impacts, but certainly things are staging up, if you will. We're setting the stage, and we're doing that by the MJO, the Madden-Julian Oscillation, coming into the phases for development. You can see we're going to be coming to phase 1 this weekend, and then phase 8 this week, and then maybe I guess by Sunday you can say you're into phase 1, but definitely as we get into next week, we're going to be in phase 1, and then as we get towards double-digit days of August, after August 10th, roughly going to be coming into phase 2 of the Madden-Julian Oscillation, and then maybe we'll come around to phase 3 and maybe rotate around on this half of the pie chart. Maybe not a pie. I guess I call it a pie chart. The way this is designed. But in any case, you can see what the MJO is here over the next week and a half or so. Now, phases 8 and 1. You can see what the development looks like there. But really, phase 2 and 3, that is the hyperactive phases, those two phases for tropical development in this part of the world. And you can see the enhancement that you'll see there. As we get towards the end of the video, you'll see some of the probabilities from the European weeklies, which just came in about 10 minutes ago. So I was waiting for those to come out. So very good timing in regards to that. So here are the ocean temperature anomalies, departures from normal. And you can see that the Atlantic Basin as a whole is several degrees Celsius above normal, at least a half. And, some parts of the area, several degrees Celsius, including the Gulf of Mexico, the Northwest Atlantic. And I would say, the MDR, is probably at least a solid 1 degree Celsius. If I look just at this image here, roughly about 1 degree Celsius above normal. Even some of these golden areas here, even closer to 2 degrees Celsius above average. So certainly an impressive thing with very, very warm water here. And here's the Atlantic Nino that's going on here at the equator. So very, very interesting look going down the road. And then here's the Pacific. You can see the cooling that's taking place here in the central Pacific, the central and eastern Pacific, with a little bit of warming, but this will probably be trimmed back over the next couple of weeks, given what I'm seeing as of now. But again, overall, the Atlantic Basin, a big positive as we enter the peak of the hurricane season. Ocean temperatures, these are the actual temperatures in the water, and as you can see, 26, 27 degrees Celsius to 40 north, that's pretty insane, okay? I don't know what else to say. It's insane. And it really is incredible. Really is incredible to see that. I don't know what else to say, but again, anyway, you follow that 26 degree line and you can see where it is there. And now the Gulf of Mexico, I've been talking to some of my friends about this, and the Gulf of Mexico is just off the chain. 30 degrees Celsius, 86 Fahrenheit, even some 31's been showing up in some of the even the higher resolution products. So, we're talking upper 80s for good part of the Gulf of Mexico, 87, 88 degree water. And over the next couple of weeks, things are going to just continue to warm around the basin. So everything is, it's insane that everything is fully ready to go here. So we can support a lot of tropical development with this kind of ocean temperature pattern that we are currently in. Now, the JMA, I want to do a little comparison here. On the left is the JMA from last Thursday, and then on the right, it's the one from today. This was the old week 2, and here's the new week 1. You can see quite a reversal in the vertical velocity pattern. You can see there was, from last week, a lot of sinking motion, and now you can see the sinking motion has been significantly cut down, and there's a lot more rising air over the Atlantic Basin in this part of the world, and a pretty big reversal in the West Pacific with the reversal there. As you can see from last week, a lot of rising air, and now, very little rising air, and a lot of sinking air where there was not, for model to be, the sinking. And then you can see the precip differences, the enhancement off the East Coast with this feature running off the coast early next week, and then some activity coming off of Africa, which is more enhanced now than it was in last week's pattern. And then you can see the trough over the Northeast is deeper for this upcoming week than it was from last week. And then here's the same thing here. Now here is on the left, same thing. This is from last Thursday, and then here it is. Now this was week 3 and 4. This is only week 2, but you can still see mainly in the Western Pacific the big reversal that has gone on here with the switch from rising air to sinking air and the trend towards more rising air over the Atlantic Basin, and that's a pretty big reversal. And then you can see the rainfall pattern looks like this. Then the 500 millibar pattern, not too much change, but again, the biggest change was in the vertical velocity compared to last Thursday. Now, here's week 3 and 4, the new week 3 and 4 you can see here. Now, this is going to be a problem. Let's just hope it doesn't reverse around again and this flips around. But in any case, if this does come to fruition, which I do believe it will, there's a lot of signals that say this is going to really be an impressive couple weeks coming up here. You can see a lot of upward motion over the Atlantic Basin with enhanced rainfall in the basin, and then the classic ridge over troubled water as we head towards mid and late August. Now, here's the European ensemble with the tropical cyclone threats. You can see the feature hanging off the coast early next week, Monday, Tuesday. As that heads out, 60-70% chance of development will obviously increase as we continue to get closer in. Could be some disturbance coming westward off the African coast. Now, this here, this is day 12 to, I think, day 23 here. This is the extended range, and this is the tropical storm strike probabilities. You can see that there may be another feature coming off, and there's some other entities running across. And then as we head out here towards week 3 and 4, the enhancement that begins going off the African coast is a pretty good signal that there's going to be, again, that overall increase of tropical wave activity. And then this is out here, I believe this is week 4 and 5, hour 600 to 768. You can see really begin to light things up here for a tropical storm threats and depression. Quite impressive look there. A nice connection out of the deep tropics. And then here's it again, the tropical storm strike probabilities, which is a little bit of a different way that this is done. But here's week 2, and then here's week 3 and 4. So this is tropical storm. This one here was tropical cyclone. All right, so there it is. So you can see weekly mean tropical cyclone. This is including tropical depressions and things that may not be purely tropical, especially in the further northern latitudes. Depends on how they want to characterize these things. But anyway, you can see tropical cyclone as pretty good. And then you can see pure tropical storm. You can definitely see the connection there from the MDR coming west-northwestward towards the U.S. mainland and the Caribbean islands. So you can see what that looks like there in the extended range, week 3 through week 4. Now, with all that looked at, the tropical development favorability, at least for the first half of August, again, favorable as we get closer into the western part of the Atlantic Basin, and then still relatively unfavorable to begin with in the MDR. And I think things are going to be a little bit slow to develop. I don't really see anything coming out of the MDR for at least another week to 10 days. So, of course, as we get closer in, we can fine-tune the forecast. But as for now, I think this is a pretty good idea of what's going to be going on over the next 10 to 15 days. That's it for now, and thank you for watching.